本日のゲストは映画「アノーラ」で絶賛注目を浴びている若手実力派女優マイキー・マディソンです。今回のトークではアノーラのほか彼女のこれまでの出演作や家族とのエピソード、そして憧れの映画監督との出会いについて語ります。
First of all, it's wonderful to have you here. I want you to know I think of you as like the kid from Better Things, from which was one of my favorite shows that you were on, for which we watched for many years. And now here you are, grown up, playing a stripper in this movie, which took me a minute, you know, to like kind of get over the fact that, and from Brooklyn.
Get over.
基本的には困難などを克服する、乗り越えるといった意味で使われますが、この場合の
Get over the fact that
は〇〇という事実を受け入れる、信じるというニュアンスで使われています。ホストの男性はマイキーを長年ベターシングスの子役として見ていたため、大人になってストリッパー役を演じているという事実を受け入れるのに少し時間がかかったという文脈です。
And now here you are, grown up, playing a stripper in this movie, which took me a minute, you know, to like kind of get over the fact that, and from Brooklyn also, which is actually like kind of like my old neighborhood in Brooklyn where I grew up is what it seemed is where you were shooting this.
Oh, really? In Brighton Beach?
Well, I was in Mill Basin, but it seemed like you were in that area, right?
That's where the mansion that we filmed at is.
The mansion.
Yeah.
And we lived in a mansion. No, we didn't live in a mansion. The smallest house you could possibly imagine.
Oh, okay.
But you had to learn like a Brooklyn accent and all this kind of stuff, right?
I did, yeah. So I went to Brighton Beach about a month early so I could fine-tune the accent and, you know, walk into coffee shops, test it out, which is a little bit embarrassing to admit, but I did do that.
Which is embarrassing to admit.
カンマ
which is
は直前の内容について後付けで説明するときに使います。
embarrassing
は恥ずかしい、
admit
は認めるという意味です。直訳するとそのことを認めるのは恥ずかしいですが、より自然な訳にすると恥ずかしい話なんですけどという感じです。ここではマイキーがブルックリンなまりを練習するために実際にカフェで試したということを今インタビューで語っていることに少し恥ずかしさを感じているのですね。
You know, walk into coffee shops, test it out, which is a little bit embarrassing to admit, but I did do that.
How do you test it? You walk in, you talk to people, but you also just kind of walk around listening to people?
Listening to people, going to clubs, listening to the girls and how they speak. Or I'd walk into a shop in Brighton Beach and they would obviously speak to me in Russian first, and I would give them that blank American stare of only knowing one language.
They assumed that yeah, right. Yeah, because it's a very Russian neighborhood down there, yeah.
Assume that.
ほにゃららだと思い込む、決めてかかるという意味です。
assume
は確証がないまま何かを当然そうだろうと思い込むときに使われます。ここではマイキーが店に入るとロシア語で話しかけられたと言ったことに対してホストが
They assumed that you, yeah, right.
と言っていますが、彼らは君が当然ロシア語を話せると思い込んだんだねという意図での発言です。
Obviously speak to me in Russian first, and I would give them that blank American stare of only knowing one language.
They assumed that yeah, right. Yeah, because it's a very Russian neighborhood down there, yeah.
Oh, completely Russian.
Yes, and you learned to speak. Did you actually learn to speak some Russian, or are you just kind of sounding it out?
No, I tried to learn as much as possible, but it's a very complicated language. My Duolingo is still bothering me today.
Is it?
365 days later, I'm still getting notifications like, hey, you haven't logged into your Duolingo in a while.
Once the movie was done, did you give up on the Russian, or you think like maybe you wanna, I mean, like you kind of got halfway there, right?
I did.
You did, yeah.
I gave up.
Get halfway there.
目標の途中まで達成するという意味です。ここでの there は目標の状態を指します。この会話ではマイキーがロシア語を勉強してたけど撮影を終えた今はドゥオリンゴも放置してると話しているのに対し、ホストはでもまあまあ半分くらいは身についたんじゃないのと言っています。
I mean, like you kind of got halfway there, right?
I did.
You did, yeah.
I gave up.
Not a great time to be speaking Russian anyway. I'd even delete that Duolingo from your phone right now. So then, and you guys shot, and correct me if I have any of this wrong, you shot a lot of these scenes from the movie in real places, right? But the people in the places were just actually diners and whatnot, correct?
Yeah, so we did a lot of guerrilla-style docu-filming. And so we would just take a film camera and go into restaurants. Like there's this really amazing, famous Russian restaurant in Brighton Beach called Tatiana's. And so we would take the camera in there and we crashed the kitchen. They were having I think it was a birthday party that they were having. And so we brought the camera in there and filmed everyone.
And so these people who were there having a birthday party now are, unbeknownst to them, now are in this movie that could very well wind up getting an Oscar nomination. That's a pretty good birthday party, yeah.
Yeah, well, I actually don't think that they enjoyed it because Sean would be like, okay, we have to send you guys in one more time, so just go in one more time. I'm gonna pick something up, and we'd be like, we have to go back in again? And so we'd go in again, and people are like, you already showed us this photo of this kid. Like, why are you back here?
They didn't understand, yeah, that you do many takes and when you're, yeah, because they're eating.
They were ready to fight, yeah.
And at that time when you were shooting the movie, did you know like you had something special, like that it was going to be something that you got a huge amount of attention for? Did you have the suspicion?
No, I don't think that's something that I think about when I'm playing a character. I was just focused on doing my work.
Has your family seen the movie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Was that an uncomfortable situation for you, your family seeing the movie?
No, I mean, if anyone's uncomfortable, that's kind of their problem, I think.
Right, yeah.
My dad has seen it 3 or 4 times, actually.
Oh, he has?
Yeah, they're very, very supportive. My parents are psychologists, though, so they're...
supportive,
支えになる、協力的なという意味の形容詞です。家族、友人、上司などが応援してくれて協力的であったり、精神的な支えになってくれていたりする場合に使います。いつも自分の支えになってくれている人について、
she is so supportive.
と言ってみたいですね。
My dad has seen it 3 or 4 times, actually.
Oh, he has?
Yeah, they're very, very supportive. My parents are psychologists, though, so they are not really well versed in like the entertainment field.
Right.
Actually, when I was preparing for this role, I had to do a lot of pole training, and I asked my dad. I ordered a pole online so that I can install it in my living room.
You went on Amazon and ordered a stripper
No,
pole?
I went onto a special website to get a really good one.
Oh, okay.
go on Amazon,
Amazon のサイトに行く、開くという意味になります。Go on の後ろにウェブサイト名を置くと、ウェブサイトを訪れる、サイトを開くといった意味になり、よく使われる表現です。もし、うっかり
Go to Amazon.
と言ってしまうと、物理的な場所への移動をイメージしやすいので、Amazon のオフィスや倉庫に行くという意味に取られやすいです。ネット上のプラットフォーム、ウェブサイトにアクセスすると言いたいときには、on を使います。この場合に限らず、
I saw it on YouTube.
のように、ネット上でと言いたい場合には on を使いますもんね。
Living room.
You went on Amazon and ordered a stripper
No, I
pole?
went onto a special website to get a really good one.
Oh, okay. All right.
And my dad does a lot of handiwork for me.
Uh-huh.
And so I called him and I was like, hey, Dad, can you pick something up at this place and install it for me? And he was like, oh, of course, sweetheart. And a couple days later, I got a call and he was like, oh, hey, Bunny, I installed the pole for you. Just wondering, is this like for a role or what's happening here?
Yeah, are you opening a firehouse? I mean, that's the best case scenario, right? You were also in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which was an Oscar-nominated movie. And I wonder what that experience was like, working with Quentin Tarantino. And you played like one of the Manson family, right?
I did. I played a Manson girl. Yeah.
Yeah, you had like a crazy scene, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I'm the girl at the end of the film that gets set on fire and is practically screaming the whole time, if that can jog anybody's memory.
Practically.
ここではほとんど、ほぼ、実質的にといった意味で使われています。完全にそうではないけれど、ほぼそうだといったニュアンスです。マイキーは完全にずっとというわけではないけど、ほとんど叫んでる女の子の役だったわと言っているのですね。
Oh, yeah, I'm the girl at the end of the film that gets set on fire and is practically screaming the whole time, if that can jog anybody's memory.
You do a lot of screaming in this movie too.
A
And
little bit.
It's funny too. I mean, I think there was a lot, like, there's a lot of very funny moments in this movie, which I was not expecting, really. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
Well,
I'm glad
you know
think
why?
it's
Because when people start talking about a movie being like an Oscar, no, I don't know, you just expect it to be serious or something.
Well, it's a lot of dark humor.
Yeah, right.
I think, yeah. And I've heard a lot of people tell me that they feel bad for laughing when the movie's over. I don't know if
I
you
didn't feel
felt that
bad at all. Yeah, no.
Okay.
I never regret laughing.
Well, that's a good
There have been a funeral or two, but other than that, I rarely. Back to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I assume you auditioned for Quentin Tarantino, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's my absolute hero. He's one of the reasons I wanted to be an actress. And so I got this audition, I think I was 19 years old. And I was like, this is my one opportunity to meet Quentin Tarantino. So I was like, I'm just gonna go all out.
Go all out.
全力を尽くす、思い切りやるという意味のフレーズで、何かに対して妥協せず、情熱的に全力で取り組むことを表します。スポーツや仕事、イベントの準備など、あらゆる場面で使われます。似た表現に
Do my best.
があります。
Do my best.
は、努力の程度は状況によるのに対し、
Go all out.
はより強い意志と大胆な行動を伴うことが多く、徹底的にやる、一切手を抜かないというニュアンスが強くなります。マイキーの発言からは、タランティーノ監督に会える一世一代のチャンスなんだから、何としても印象に残らなきゃという強い意志が伝わってきます。
And I was like, this is my one opportunity to meet Quentin Tarantino. So I was like, I'm just gonna go all out. So I did a lot of research into the Manson family. And I found out that they would take a lot of acid trips together. So I painted this painting like my character was on this wild acid trip. And I wrote a very dramatic poem to Charles Manson on the back. I cut off a piece of my hair and sewed it in. And I like very dramatically performed it to Quentin. And I guess he liked it.
Did you give him the painting?
I did. And that's how I knew that I got the role, because I walked into the chemistry read and it was hanging in his office.
Oh, did your dad hang it in his office for him?
He did, actually, yeah.
Well, congratulations on the movie. It's really great. It's called Anora. It is in theaters now. Mikey Madison, everybody. Thank you, Mikey.
覚えておきたい英単語やフレーズのコーナー。
Which took me a minute, to like kind of get over the fact that.
Get over the fact that.
〇〇という事実を受け入れる、信じる。
Walk into coffee shops, test it out, which is a little bit embarrassing to admit, but I did do that.
Which is embarrassing to admit.
恥ずかしい話なんですけど、
They assumed that yeah, right. Yeah, because it's a very Russian neighborhood down there, yeah.
Oh,
Assume that.
ほにゃららだと思い込む、決めてかかる。
You kind of got halfway there, right?
Get halfway there.
目標の途中まで達成する。
Yes.
yeah, they're very, very supportive. My parents.
Supportive.
支えになる、協力的な。
Well, you went on Amazon and ordered a stripper
No, I
pole?
went onto a special website.
Go on Amazon.
Amazon のサイトに行く、開く。
Practically screaming the whole time, if that can jog anybody's memory.
Practically.
ほとんど、ほぼ、実質的に。
Like, this is my one opportunity to meet Quentin Tarantino. So I was like, I'm just gonna go all out.
Go all out.
全力を尽くす、思い切りやる。
見るだけ英語は、ゆるっと楽しく英語を学びたい方向けの動画です。使えると思った方は、高評価、チャンネル登録をしていただけると励みになります。では、次回の動画でお会いしましょう。本日もお疲れ様でした。